Hello everyone and welcome back to the Wolf Pack. Today, Josh is joining us for, this time, we are allied together, Josh. You remember what happened last time, 2 years ago?
Is game. Good game, man, good games.
How long ago was that? But I got absolutely bodied. I think I was the Flame.
Yep, you were playing as Flame. I was playing as Frost.
And I distinctly remember the Ramparts are the bane of my existence.
So this time though, we are joining together in Dragon's War. Now these dragons are ravaging the land. They are giant, massive creatures, and they are not good to us in this world.
Definitely not.
So our goal, if anything, is to actually destroy them. But we just got bodied ourselves right before this video, along with playing like 2 multiplayer games back to back.
We won't talk about that.
All right, now before we get started today, first off, I want to say thank you to LJ Plays for sponsoring today's Warline video again. And if you are interested in the campaign, we'll go ahead and leave links to that down below. Also, a couple other notes that this is a prototype version, so be gentle with us for the rules because they are a work in progress. And some of the components, actually all these components too, are also a work in progress. The dice specifically, they're gonna have some sharp edges. And right now, what you're seeing for the dragon dice are some rounded edges. Now, to the heart and soul of this game, our asymmetric factions. So this time we're playing as 2 completely different factions. This time it's not Frost and Flame. We're gonna show off 2 more that are also in the base game, which is needed to play the expansion. So I'm playing as the Timber faction. Now the Timber faction, they're so good at growing their ramparts. You just imagine all of this freaking trees, this forest, blooming everywhere. And then coming in for the kill, a splinter ability which just blows up and throws these shreds of wood everywhere. Destroys everybody.
I wouldn't know anything about that. That's the forest is not as cool as the sea.
No, tell me about them.
And I am playing as the sea today. As the name implies, they're all about maneuvering through the oceans and using the push and pull of the water to hopefully rout the opponent or pull them closer to you for some shenanigans.
Which is actually, if you think about it, we actually work really well together because I'm like stagnant, but then just blow things up like remotely. And then Josh just pulls in for the kill.
So hopefully I could maneuver some dragons around and Tim goes in for the kill.
Yeah, that's the game plan. We'll see what happens here because we're facing off against Shane.
Yes.
Complexity level, I think out of the stars rating, it's like one of the highest complexity dragons because to be honest, I'm not used to playing against like beginner mode type things. It's just not our thing, right? So we got to go in for the most difficult types of dragons, and that's what we're going to go for today. We're fighting against Shame, and this scenario actually is going to have us skip our first usual phase of the game because usually we'll scout, which means we set up different terrain according to like a competitive mode. But then here we are in Shame's Orchard.
Yes.
Passing by Shame's Orchard, and that's the specific setup which you'll see in Dragon's War. There are a ton of different scenarios, so that's the one we're choosing for today, along with our dragon. And then we go on to stage 2.
After stage 1 of building Shame's Orchard, stage 2 is Outpost. Now you can see here we have 2 outposts with white flags on the border. Those are 2 outposts set by me, and then 2 outposts with the black flags on the borders, and those are Tim's. On to stage 3.
Stage 3, now we're gonna recruit. So I'm gonna take this card first, and then you draw a brand new card that's random, and another card will show up in the river, and then Josh is gonna repeat.
Okay, and I'm gonna take this one, then draw 1, and then refill the river. And then Tim, you wanna go ahead and explain why we have these set here?
Now, normally we would actually use these player screens from here to hide the setup that we're using for our battalions because our units have numbers 1 through 6. Stronger they get, well, it's kind of debatable which one's stronger, but the higher level units have more abilities, have more access to more abilities. So right now we're gonna go ahead and configure our units and we have to make a number, which is 21 with our units. And we're gonna go and do that now. And then we'll explain more abilities as we go. So I actually chose the exact setup that I destroyed you with. So I'm gonna use that to my advantage today since we're working together.
And I chose the same configuration that I lost to.
Did you really?
Again, I let you win.
You did. Okay. Then we go onwards to deploy, which means we're gonna take our units and then put them one at a time, facing any direction. And actually the first dragon card can be drawn so we can see where the dragon's gonna show up.
Here we go.
Some good, please, some good.
Okay, that's all right.
Okay, that's all right.
Uniform.
So dragon's gonna land here in the middle, and we know that, which is super helpful. So I'm gonna place a 6 here because the dragon's gonna end up right in the middle. I'm gonna go straight up for crazy damage. I need you to pull your weight this game. Thank you.
You know, I'm more of a support player.
I see.
I set him up, you knock him down. That's how we're going.
Right, we're cooperating.
Okay.
Your turn.
Now I actually have the same thinking plan as you. Let's hit him strong at the beginning with the 6 right over. Let's do it right here too. And then my 2 will be right over here.
Now I want to spread out my units just in case. So let's go ahead and put a 1, which are really, really good for me to set up ramparts and kill, just in case the dragon ends up here around this area. I'll put a 1 there. And then lastly, a 3 will go not in a diagonal. We'll face the dragon. We'll face the unit that way.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna place my other 6 unit right here next to my outpost. And then my number 1 unit battalion right here.
And then one other thing that we can do, we haven't shown yet, is that you can actually stack your units. And the reason why you want to do that is because think of it as like checkers because they're defensive. So when you stack a unit, only the unit on top will get damaged. So I'm gonna protect my 1 just like that. And actually we'll stack my 6 on top just like that too. Actually, no, we'll go.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna stack my last 2 as well. 1 right here facing inward, and then this one facing up.
Cool. All right, now we get into the heart of Warline, which is now the battle, pretty much like the battle phase. The dragon's gonna go first. So right now, if you notice here, the whole point of this mode is to kill off the dragon. We need to take the dragon out, and these 6 dice, once they're dead, they're gonna be located here. On the other hand, if the dragon kills us 10 times, 10 of our units are dead, you're gonna stack all those bodies over there. If the dragon imprisons 5 of our units, then we also will lose. So those are the 2 winning conditions for the dragon, the 1 winning condition for us. All right, now the dragon's gonna go.
Yes.
Gonna fly and swoop down with the 36 arms dice. Like this is not only the health, but also the damage that it's gonna deal.
So you definitely want to be very careful early game because he packs a wallop. Now you might be thinking 10 units out of 12. That may seem like an unfair advantage, but shame really brings the hurt.
Yeah,
So if you're not careful.
really brings a shame. That's so corny, bro. That's the biggest dad joke ever made. Now, shame's gonna deal damage diagonally, but luckily none of us are gonna get damaged since we do see that already. And normally if we were in a line of fire, it would deal 2 damage, but we're good.
After you execute every dragon round, you're supposed to discard the active card and then replenish it with the deck next to it. So that is showing us where the dragon will land next and where he'll attack next. And after the end of every dragon round, you're gonna go ahead and roll these 2 dice to be my guest. And
First
that's
dice
where
roll.
Shame will do his plasma what is it called?
Conflagration.
That's where Shame will do his plasma
Conflagration.
I'll let you do that one.
Okay. This dragon, Shame, is gonna do a plasma conflagration. Pretty much damage over time. Conflagration.
Conflagration. There we go. Conflagration.
Yeah.
His plasma conflagration attack. And what does that do, Tim?
So A5. A5. Oh, perfect. Exactly where I am. Which means that this plasma is gonna go right there, and then it's going to spread to adjacent tiles. Boom, boom,
Just
boom.
ignites everything.
Yep. If my units are there by the end of the turn, then it's gonna take 1 damage for every unit that's on there, and then the plasma tile will get removed off. That's the only way it's gonna get off the field, because for now, it's just gonna stay and just add up, which is a very, very bad thing for us, which means this is not a take your time type of game.
Definitely not. Jinx.
Jinx. So on your turn, what you can do is 2 different things. 1, you can get a support card, which allows you to bolster your defenses here against the dragon. The second thing you can do is a set of actions under maneuver. So actually there's a whole bunch of actions you can do, but what I'm gonna do first is under maneuver, I'm going to march forward. So notice here I have 2 magic. That means I can use 2 different action points pretty much. So I'm gonna march forward, that's 1 point. I get 1 more point, but right now I'm going to initiate an engagement. And against the dragon, I'm gonna deal 6 damage just like that. I can also add more cards if I wanted to, but I don't need to, because right now each die is pretty much like 6 health. So I'm gonna deal 6 damage straight up, just like that. Get rid of this first one. It's gonna be too easy for us.
Immediately. First move. One die off the board.
Too easy. Just wait, just wait. Okay, so then the next dragon stage will fly underneath. And if I were to stay here, I would remain engaged, which means I'm gonna take 30 damage. Clearly I'm gonna die. So I have 1 point left and I'm gonna go ahead and move forward to stack on top of yours if that is allowed in an allied player game. Okay, we're gonna go with that. So that's one tactical movement that I issued over here. And I really wanna stack up on some cards because this is how you're gonna reduce damage from a dragon. So I'm gonna take a second action to just grab a card from the river and then here, and we'll go ahead and flip one face up.
Now notice one important difference between the base game and Dragon War is that you don't have to discard your support cards before replenishing, and you have no limit to support cards you can have in your hand.
It is your turn.
Now you are no longer engaged,
Uh-huh.
but because Tim is on top of my battalion, I can't move that, and I was hoping to attack him with that.
Oh, you're right.
But we'll
very
see what
corny right
moves
now.
we can make.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to take out my tiny little 2-unit battalion here. And when I cross the sea, because I am the sea, it only costs 1 magic to traverse it. So we'll do 1, 2, wheel, 3, 4. Now I'm engaged, so we'll go ahead and do there. And I'm gonna add 2 damage to my attack and put that over here. And now he takes 4 damage. So Shame drops from 30 all the way to 26.
Yes, let's go,
So
dude.
let's go ahead and do that. 28, 27, 26. And I am going to not remain engaged and boop over here and take that off to stay
Nice.
safe and not counterattacked.
And because you're no longer engaged after you are, you
I
gain.
the Vigor token.
Yes.
Now, what is Vigor 2, Tim?
That means you can only take 1 damage while a troop is invigorated. Pretty much they are super motivated to fight. They're chilling. Their
And
defense
if
is
you
super
take
high.
1 damage and take damage again, that is reduced to 0. So that's a super big buff to get. Being in Vigor posture is really, really strong in this game.
Also important things to note that we kind of skipped is that for the dragon, this card is going to go down because the card stays, but because it's moving on to its next stage, which are the stage B cards, we're going to shuffle in the B cards, and then it's going to draw 2 more because now it has 2 magic for this next stage.
So, and for my second turn, let's get into placement here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'll end in the sea.
Okay, nice. Okay, now from here, like I said, the dragon drew 1 more card because it moved on to the next stage, and now it is the dragon's turn. It's gonna resolve 2 cards now instead of just 1, which is not looking good because I totally forgot I'm on the outer rim here.
Oh, no.
That's gonna be really bad. So let's go ahead and resolve the dragon's turn.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and do this card first. The Conflagrating Cross Southwest. So he will move here,
Top right.
and then he'll damage everything on these lines here. So Tim, first one down.
First kill down for the dragon.
No. And then this one drops down to 4. And you were facing this way, I believe. And now he does the damage on the cross here. So the center is C3. Ooh, right exactly where I moved, so I'm down. already.
No!
Oh no, I take damage here. That's also gone.
Dude, this is, like I
And
said,
then, Tim, you also take damage here. So 5, 4, and you're facing this way. See, damage adds up quick with this lesser dragon Shame.
we have 4 more stages to go. And we lost like 3
3
units.
in 1 swoop. And that's only the first card. His next move will be to fly over to the other side of the orchard and then damage everything on the top row here and downwards there for 2 damage.
Okay, so I think I would go down to 2 here, and the bottom doesn't get affected. Oh, also, my unit is supposed to take 1 more damage for the plasma.
Oh no.
So now I would be at 1 over here. That's gonna hurt. But then the plasma does get removed.
Okay, so you got 1 off the field.
Barely.
Just
Barely
tank that
surviving.
damage. Okay, and then now at the center of the cross attack here is E3 right here. So I'm only gonna take 1 damage because I am in a state of vigor. So that'll drop down to 1. Thank goodness, because I would have died otherwise. I drop down to 4 here. And then only Tim gets damaged here. He drops down to 2. Here we go.
All right. I have no more
That
6
was-
units.
That was not good. So then we'll go ahead and discard this card. Replenish now or roll first?
And then let's go ahead and roll for plasma.
All right, here's his plasma conflagration.
Conflagration.
Conflagration. His plasma conflagration move at A2.
A2.
Okay, I think we got a good hit there because it's not gonna affect anything.
Something about A2. You know, even before
Yeah,
we were
we rolled
practicing,
that.
we kept rolling A2. And, oh, you need to get out of there.
Oh no, I
need to get
was
out of
wrong.
there.
I'm actually on there.
All right.
This is tough.
Okay.
Okay, so let's replenish the card so we know where he's moving. First card down, and then second card over. All right,
I
Tim.
see. So the entire map is red.
Pretty much, and then he's gonna move right in the center of all your units right there.
Now, one really good thing too to know is that when you're fighting the dragon, it would be good, if you can, to route it off. Basically, it means to get the dragon off the board because then it will discard one of its cards to help like defend your army pretty much, which is what I'm gonna try to do now. So on my turn, I'm going to go 1, 2, and then wheel, which is the turn. That takes 1.2, that's 3, and then 1 more for 4, and then when you route, you use up all the remaining magic that you have for that unit. I'm gonna go ahead and route this dragon off the board, which means it's gonna take 1 damage
For Torment.
for tormenting the dragon in prison. 25, and then it's also going to discard the next active card.
Bottom one.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes. Unfortunately though, it does mean that we cannot attack the dragon anymore, but it's okay, we gotta defend ourselves first. I think. I think. And then the next one, the dragon will end up over here. So for my next tactical order, I'm going to go, let's go 1, 2, and I can do a forest march. So it only takes 1 movement to move through forest. 3 and 4. It's gonna land on my outpost. Oh, your outpost.
Those are Tim's 2 orders. So it's my turn now. And the first thing I'm gonna do is bolster, which means I'm gonna get this card here and then take 1 from the stack and then replenish the river. And then next move, I am going to, now I'm deciding which my units is gonna get attacked because, oh, I'm gonna move this one because if not, I'm gonna take that 1 plasma damage. So just 1, 2, we'll stay here because he's gonna attack here next turn.
Okay.
And that will be my second turn.
All right. Now the dragon's gonna pop in again, right? So after it gets routed, it goes back to the same spot.
Yes, but he's gonna go ahead and just do his round. So he's gonna fly over.
To the outpost.
And then he's gonna attack everything in this red spaces here.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and calculate that.
Boom. So is A5 on there? Because I think it is. No!
A5, yes, is on there.
Okay.
So 2 damage, so that's
Ouch.
1 more. And then everything on the E diagonal, which is, we already did that. Everything on this diagonal here, which is clear. And then 1 more on the 3 diagonal here, which is also clear.
Okay.
So I think that's it.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
That one gets discarded.
Discarded.
And it's gonna draw 2 more.
Replenish. Now, when we're done with drawable cards, we'll just go ahead and shuffle the discard pile and then replenish from there.
Oh my God.
Tim, careful, because now his damage is bumped up to 3 for his parallel slash.
Oh, frick. Okay.
Okay, and then let's roll for his plasma
Conflagration.
Conflagration. A4.
A4.
And keeping on this A roll.
So here, and it's gonna gain plasma. Oh, nice. Nice.
There, and then 1 to the side.
Okay.
All right, Tim, it's up to you. I think we're in sync on this turn, so we can get some big moves.
Now, one other action you can do in this game, which is really good, is Lighten. Lighten basically allows you to transfer the arms of your units to another unit. And to do that, to transfer arms, you actually have to be adjacent. So I don't think I'm close enough to lighten arms here because I really want to make this a 6 in order to start blowing up ramparts. But instead, I think I'm just gonna deal straight up damage. Why not? So wheel for 1, and then march and engage for 4 damage. Damage that, 2 dice gone, and we'll bring in the 24 die. Move this over here. Okay, so I still have Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I have one more point left, so I'm actually going to move off and try to stay alive. This is the only way I can go on. Okay, yep, move off and stay alive. And I'm no longer engaged, but I will now gain, finally, some vigor so I can stay alive. And I get one more tactical order that I can issue. So then I'm gonna take this unit and go 1, 2, 3. And let's go ahead and wheel this way for 4 and try to stay alive with a couple units left. Your turn.
Okay, I'm actually going to...
Also, the next stage. So we need to add in a C card.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. So C card,
C
please.
card. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and maneuver my battalion here. Wheel 1. All right, so for my first move, I'm actually gonna use my battalion here. Wheel for 1, wheel again for 2, and then use my battle art torrent route, which uses the rest of my movement to route him off the map for 2 spaces.
Get it.
1, 2, he gets tormented for 1 damage.
Yes.
And I get to remove the first movement of his next round.
I think we actually might have a shot.
Honestly,
I think we might have a shot.
we're making moves now.
I think so.
And now for my second move, I'm actually going to play Harrowing Warcry, which allows me to add vigor to any one of my battalions, whether or not they engaged.
Oh, nice.
And I'm gonna protect my card here. Okay. So for my second move, I'm gonna go ahead and actually build a rampart from this battalion right here. And ramparts are really important because if Shame lands on it, he takes 2 damage, and then we actually get to choose which of his movements gets discarded. So I'm gonna play that little trap for him right there.
I think that's the biggest thing about us playing through the second round is because the first round, we were just going for straight up damage, and it was not a good plan because we definitely didn't survive a lot longer. And we're actually way further than we were the last time already, so it's progress. Now, Dragon's turn?
Dragon's turn.
Dragon
So,
swoops in
Shame comes back on the board.
onto the outpost and then starts to deal damage.
Yep. So everything is good. The 2 diagonals from 3 clear, and
Is
E.
B7 clear? It is.
Yes.
Okay,
I think we're all safe this round.
sweet. Want to roll for plasma?
Yes. And we'll discard this card. And roll for plasma. E7,
Where's that
which we
going?
did clarify is clear.
E7.
E7. All right.
More tiles,
One
please. One more.
Here we go. And then we'll go ahead and refill. How many counters does he have?
2.
2, so we'll fill out 2 cards. 1, 2. Oh, he's going back to the center
Oh,
and then back
easy.
to the corner.
Easy, okay.
All right. Let's go for big damage this round.
All right. Now, Vigor is going to be removed off for upkeep. I'm going to wheel and wheel again. Dude, this one unit, this one battalion is honestly MVP right now.
Putting in work.
Let's do 4 damage and maneuver and engage. So now it's going to drop down to 19. Oh, I can also add damage to that too using one of my cards, right?
You can use your
Let's
supports.
go ahead and add a support card for 3. So that actually would deal 7 damage, which means this would be gone entirely. And we bring in stage 4. Now it has 3 magic. So 18 is the
3.
maximum health.
Does that mean we draw another card now?
That means we add in the stage D card.
Stage D.
Shuffle it up.
Ooh, look at that. Look how red it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and shuffle this in.
And let's go ahead and add in that 3rd card onto the river for the
scaring me.
dragon.
Let's see what we get. His parallel slice, which is for 3 damage.
I don't think there's any safe spot in this next one. So that might be a problem.
All right, time to start building those ramparts and routing Shame.
I know. Okay, so that was 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. I can still use 1 more point to come off.
No
and
longer
no more engaged, so I can say on Vigor again. This 4 unit, honestly,
Putting in
attack
work.
run, attack run. That's 1 unit, and then I get 1 more unit. Do I want to? Yeah, why not? I never played
What's hiding it? 6. He's been trapping my 6 armed battalion this
We're on the
whole
same
game.
team. We're on the same team.
Can you believe that?
So I'm going to march for 1, wheel for 1, march one more time, and let's just do it. So
Go for it.
go for it, deal 2 damage. Why
Nice.
not? Let's make it fun. 2 damage, so now it's gonna drop to 16.
16.
And it was facing this way.
Oof.
I will sacrifice my team for this.
It's okay. We're allowed to make sacrifices.
Yeah, exactly.
It's for for defeating the lesser dragon Shame.
Engaged? Okay, and then I'm done.
On safe spots.
Yes, exactly. So I was like, if I'm gonna die, I might as well die on the dragon.
Wheel for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but I need 3 to move here, so I'm actually gonna boost him with 2 more, and he gets to be in safety.
Nice.
Go ahead and discard that. And then for my second one, I'm gonna bolster again, and I'm gonna take this card, and then draw 1 from the deck, and then refill the river. Ooh.
All right, so then onwards to the dragon.
Right.
Well,
so, first things first, he is, Tim stayed engaged, so we'll move the token. He's gonna get counterattacked for a whopping 16 damage. So
unless I can defend that damage, which I cannot. So we'll keep going.
I actually don't think you could
Defend against it?
defend against counterattacks. If you were to engage or land on your battalion, then you would be able to soften the blow using your support cards.
So then this is another body.
He's at
for the
5 right now, so we'll go ahead and just move this right now. But we have 5 more that we can do, and we're more than halfway. So
Yeah.
I think we're looking okay.
I mean, we're about tied.
We're doing okay.
We're
doing
about
okay.
tied. 3-3. 3-6.
And then,
3-5.
so now he's gonna do his moves.
Okay.
So
First
Shame
one.
is gonna fly right to the center. We're gonna resolve from top to bottom to top. So he's on D4, and he's gonna hit all the diagonals. 1, looks like we're clear there.
What kind of wingspan is this? Like just like drops and then kills
Hits
half the map.
everything.
It's crazy.
All right, and then that's 1 down. So we'll go ahead and discard this. Then he'll fly to the top left here, hit everything on the bottom and right.
For how much damage?
So for 2 damage.
Okay, so we're gonna drop
So
this to
you're gonna
1.
take 2 damage
I
there.
live. So then you get hit.
I also
right
get
here.
hit.
Ouch.
So this drops down to 3, and then 2, and then this goes down to 4. Tim, if you weren't blocking him, I could have saved him.
Honestly, it lives.
All right, 4 right here. Okay, and now we'll go ahead and discard that, move this down.
Shame's still going.
Relentless.
All right.
So now it's time for his parallel slice. He's gonna move to this ocean tile,
Boom.
hit this diagonal here, nothing there.
Cool.
Hit this diagonal there, nothing there. And now these 3
But hits the
center
entire
diagonals, which we're all on.
This is bad. Okay, well, clearly this
That's
unit is
dead.
dead. And
Oh, this luckily
Lives.
had a vigor token.
only 1 damage, right?
Yes,
So I'm gonna be at 3.
but you lose your vigor token now. Oh, but if you were to get hit again, he would take 0 damage. And then I actually, it's actually for, it's just 1 damage.
Yeah.
I actually get hit for 3 damage. So
Ouch.
he is dead.
Oh no.
1 more, and then, this survives at 1 damage.
Oh no. But I think I
is
get hit
scary.
here. Is
Oh,
D5.
no.
Does D5 get hit?
D5 absolutely gets hit.
Okay.
That's
Okay. 2 more units.
so scary.
Okay,
We were just talking about how we had 5 on the board, and how many do we have now, Tim? 8.
8.
But Shame's not even done yet. He still has to do his plasma conflagration attack. So Tim, I'm gonna let you decide our fate.
I have 1 unit left. But you remember in the beginning when I was like, hey, you gotta carry me through this game?
We're still on the board, it's okay.
G7
G7.
here.
Okay,
Cool.
We like that spot.
That's a cool spot. 1, 1. Okay. All right.
Okay, and then we'll go ahead and discard this and then refill
3.
his turns. He's gonna do his conflagrating cross, wide cross slash, and lastly,
Please, someone close to me. Yes,
wide
it is gonna
cross
be
slash
close.
again.
Okay.
Ooh,
For
but these
my-
2 do 3 damage each.
For my final move of the game, I'm gonna wheel for 1, march for 2, wheel for 3, and that's 4. And then I'm going to build a rampart right here.
Ooh.
Lay that
I
trap.
think we know what's coming next.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, if only I could splinter it, but I am down to no units at all, and hopefully I live. All right.
So with only 1 battalion left, I think you have to take a bolster action.
Right. Okay, then I'll just take these. That might be a good thing. Oops, that might be a good thing.
See, that's how you're gonna survive. You're just
Just bolstering on the whole day. I know. Okay.
All right, and I think I have a plan if I can get it set up. So this whole row is gonna get hit first.
It needs to take 4 damage. Can you deal 4 damage to it?
I'm trying.
4 damage?
I'm gonna actually use my expert navigation card, which allows me to only use 1 icon for every march action, regardless of terrain. So
I feel like we should have, or I should have, started routing him more often, or laying more traps from the beginning. Definitely laid more ramparts.
5, 6. I think I'm gonna have to just tank this 1 damage here. That seems like the only safe spot. So I'm gonna wheel for 1, and we'll march for 2, and we'll just wheel for 3. And that's my second turn.
All right, Dragon's turn.
All right.
Dragon's gonna fly over here.
Boom.
Damage.
For 2.
Damage. This is gone.
Dead. Oh no.
That one's dead. Okay, and then now it's gonna go from C here all the way up to C5. And we're good there. And then C3 all the way up to, it's gonna hit me, F3.
Is it gonna hit you?
F3 is gonna do F3. No, I'm
Yeah,
safe.
okay.
I'm saving that 1
For
square.
1.
Okay, so this is gone.
That's discarded.
Next
All
one.
right, next one is.
So then Shane's gonna fly over here, gets hit by that rampart.
So how much damage do you take?
2 damage.
2 damage.
Down to 15. Oof. And then we get a discard a card.
Discard. Now I think we should discard this one because otherwise I am going to end the game.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and discard that one.
Yep.
And he does all this damage. So.
Oh no.
Oh no. Is that it?
I don't think so. Wait. So D and E is gonna go straight up all the way. So nothing here. And then to 3. Which
3
is
and
here.
4.
Oh, it is gonna hit me.
Take 3 damage.
I live!
Oh no.
So I'm facing this way, so 1.
No, it takes 3 damage.
Oh, it takes 3 damage!
3 damage.
That's game! That's game. Oh!
That is tough.
Yeah, Dragon's War is
That
tough.
is absolutely tough.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, we're these tiny little battalions facing off against this massive 10,000 mile
look how
span,
furious he
wingspan
looks.
dragon. There's a reason why it's called Shame Complexity, or yeah, difficulty 4 out of 5 or something like that. Crazy.
That's insane.
You know, we got way further.
We did. I think we only
Yeah.
got to what? The second
second
guy?
guy. 1, 2, 3.
That's shameful. Hey.
This time we got to the 4th one though.
It's a lot. It's a lot to manage. You gotta avoid his attacks,
Mm-hmm.
avoid his engagements.
Yeah.
Then you gotta avoid the plasma tiles after each round. All
The plasma actually isn't too bad though.
it isn't, but it's
too
just
bad.
another thing on top.
It
And
is.
then you have to position yourself to do damage
Mm-hmm.
to route him. It's definitely, he earned his namesake.
Yeah, I feel like actually it might be better to just start chipping away at the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Like 1 tactical order to chip away and another one to like start saving your units, like to get them away from the field.
Instead of the big damage right from the go.
Yeah, but then it evolves to the point where halfway through it gets more magic cards.
That's
Like how
fair.
do you balance that? You know, it's a good question. So you have fun?
Definitely.
Hey, you carried the team. You still got 2 units on the board and I'm dead.
Is that what carrying the team is?
Exactly. It's exactly what it is. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed the Dragon's War gameplay video that we got to do today. Josh, thanks for coming on.
Of course.
As always. Actually, Josh is always behind the camera typically. So all the cinematic stuff you all have been seeing, that's the brain master child
that,
here.
but
That's happening.
I'm mostly in charge of getting all the blooper reel footage.
Of like us and me and Bonds. It was crazy.
And the 20,000 times, if Tim includes it, of plasma
Flagration.
conflagration.
There you go.
See, I told you to get it at the end of the video.
Thank you so much to LJ Plays for sponsoring today's video. And with that said, we'll see you all in the next one.